My name is Megan Delaney. I'm Com101. These are my people. This is my visual. And my person is camerawoman. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining me this evening to listen to me speak about tracking and grouping students in education and how the effects on our students is very bad. School is there for our students to learn who they want to become, what they want to do, and how to get there. However, school isn't for every student, so they are going to take different paths. There's always going to be a rate where students are going to drop out or they're just going to finish at high school. However, with these tracking students with higher tracked and lower tracked students, it is forcing them to go into paths that they might not have chosen. I'm sure everyone in school has seen students going into AP classes or even going into special ed classes or just the average class. This is based on what the school believes that the student is capable of. So if you are in an upper division class, AP class, then you are perceived to be a very intelligent person. You can take that workload, you are able to work up to that level. Whereas students that are put into lower track classes are not perceived to be that intelligent, or they're just not capable of that type of learning. Also, tracking and grouping students can be based off of their how they act in their classroom. So if we have a student that's acting out in their class, they can be taken and put into lower track classes. However, students acting out in classes could be because they are bored with the teaching, they are not learning because they already know what it is. So they're acting out, but we're putting them in lower track classes because we think that that's what they need. But that might not be the issue. The issue might be that they're extremely smart and they need to be placed higher and higher. This can set the student back for years. We can put a student in a lower track class and then all of a sudden they believe that they are only able to do this much with their life when they could have been able to do this much with their life. This is because they're being told that they're not good enough. They're not able to reach that level. Although in some cases the child might have an actual problem and the student might need to be in a lower track class because that is what they're actually capable of doing. Also, students that are in lower income areas are not able to receive the same type of education as someone if they were in a higher income area. For instance, my visual would show that the level of a mother can contribute to what the student is able to do. So for instance, if a mother's highest level of education is high school, the percentage of their student going into accelerated classes with a mother that's only been to high school or less is 0%. Whereas for regular classes it's 20 and remedial and low/average is 40.7. Almost half of the population of mothers that are from high school or less are in low track classes. Whereas mothers that have children that are master's degree or PhD, more than half of them are in accelerated or regular classes. And only 0% in remedial and lower class for mothers with master's degrees. So this is a straight correlation of why in lower income areas, the students aren't able to receive the same type of education as the higher class areas. So it is shown that when there are phys ed teachers teaching math in lower income areas, that's not fair. The gym teacher wasn't wasn't supposed to be teaching math. Whereas no matter what, in the higher class areas, they are going to be, they're going to have certain teachers for certain subjects, and they're going to be specialized in those subjects. Also, they are not given the same type of equipment, whereas in lower class areas, they are only, they're not given books. They don't have enough books. They're sharing with students. Where in the upper class areas, they're not sharing books. They have their own things. Because of tracking our students, it is making our students drop out at a high rate because they don't feel like they're good enough. They don't have a good support system. Whereas like the mothers that only have high school as their educational level, there's kids are just like, well, we don't need to go any further. And so their moms, they don't have that extra support. So the school needs to be there to support our children. And they're not there. They're just throwing them in lower track classes because that's what they perceive them to be. It is also shown that our school systems are primarily like racist in a sense, because in lower tract areas or lower income areas, it is the minority group that usually is in that area, and they're not receiving the same type of funding as a high tract school would have. It is also shown that pupils in high ability groups are also allowed more independence and choice. Opportunities are provided for discussion, and pupils are allowed to take responsibility for their own work. Meaning that they're given more of an opportunity to go out, show what they're able to do, and work hard and go off and learn and show what they're capable of. Schools need to start focusing more on the quality of education instead of trying to find the smartest student and helping them receive this high education, and taking the students that aren't that bright and just chucking them to the side, saying, you know, we'll just need them to graduate high school and don't even worry about them. That's not okay. As I said earlier today, earlier in the speech, that there are a lot of big problems with our education system in America. Research has revealed that tracking produces positive self-concepts in students placed in upper tracts and the opposite effect for students in lower tract. Tracts can create self-fulfilling prophecies of behavior in students and play an important role in defining the type of person that they believe themselves to be. With this, it is fine to say that a student needs different ways of showing their ability. It is not fair to have a self-fulfilling prophecy for our students. We are placing them and we're putting them in these tract classes, and we are telling them this is what you are able to do, nothing else, and that's it. It is not okay, and we need to help our students reach a goal without feeling put down by a system that does not work. It is not okay for our students to feel this way. They should be happy with themselves. They should be able to feel confident and be able to go and become something and not just be tracked, put into these lower classes. They don't understand the point of school when, you know, they're keep being put down by people that are saying that they're not able to do enough. We must take action sooner or later, because our students are not going to continue to be pushed around like this. It is not okay, and we need to make sure that we take priority for our students and our educational system. We have a lot of problems in America, and that's not a secret, but we just need to make sure that we prioritize them. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to my speech today, and